Welcome back to Local Garden Queens. Gonna do a tour of the garden today. It's gonna be a quick tour. Let's start. Have the comfrey, spreading, eggplant, flowers looking good, and let me come in a little closer. That eggplant is showing now. It's a white globe eggplant, looking very nice. Of course, we have the dill with its flowers, waiting for the seeds. Is this something here? I think so. I don't know if you can see, but we have our first seeds, it looks like. So I guess the flowers were pollinated. Gonna wait for the seeds. Still, I don't think there's enough time in the season to plant the dill seeds and start new seedlings. Maybe I'll throw a few down. We'll see what happens. Can't hurt. Of course, the back trellises. We have the cucumbers. The one on the right, getting up there, soon is gonna topple over. I'm not sure if I'm just gonna let it run back down or follow this one on the left, which I made a connection to the other trellis. Is just the twine that I've been using, and all I needed is to attach to it. I don't need it to be strong, because once it attaches to the other trellis, that's gonna be the main support for it. Going across this trellis, we have the not doing so well cucumber plant. But as you can see, it is doing something. It's growing. Not fast, but it is growing. The next cucumber plant, it is starting to shoot up. It is almost at the top now, and it's looking good. And you can see the female flowers here, or a female flower. I don't know if it's been pollinated or not. If it has, that would be great, of course. Gonna pick some cucumbers eventually. It looks healthy enough where I think that is definitely gonna produce. Now, in between the trellises here, I weeded, took out the cilantro, the dried up cilantro stems, and scattered the seeds. Next time it rains, the seeds should just naturally sink into the soil, and then hopefully they'll sprout, and I'll have some cilantro for the fall. This empty bed right here is not doing much. I had some salad that we didn't eat, and I just kind of spread it around here, because why throw it in the garbage where you could just give it back to the soil. Again, nothing's going on here except for this beautiful kale plant. There's some bug damage on the leaves, but the plant itself looks very nice. We have the green onion bed, looking good as well, and the other kale plants, along with a few green onions in the back and in between. You can see one here, and you can see one right there. And of course, Cuban oregano. We have the oregano here that's pretty much ending. I haven't seen much of it anywhere else. And the jalapeno plant, which is doing really good now. There's multiple jalapenos on it, multiple flowers. You can see the flowers here on top. You can see jalapeno developing here. You can see one here, another here. Is doing really good. Is getting going now. Fennel. So let me show you the different stages of the flowers. This is when they're open. and this is when they're pollinated and forming seed. You can see little buds. I think these are a little newer. They're still green. And this fennel here also, it's forming a lot of seeds. Again, my experience with fennel is that it can really spread. As you can see, there's plenty of seeds to go around, and I actually had to pull some fennel out this year, much like a weed, because it was just all over the place. I don't mind that. I mean, it's not hard to pull out. A little bit of work goes a long way, and besides, with all the flowers that it makes, it's good for the pollinators. So the currant bush, you can see down here, the plant is regenerating its root, and in the heat of the summer it kind of dried up, and I guess it was spent from all the flowering, but now it's starting to come back, which in my opinion is good, because again, much like the straw, is going to provide ground cover and is going to keep the moisture in. And honestly, not that the currant bush really needs it, because first, we get plenty of rain. Second of all, I think it's established enough where the roots are deep enough where it's not going to dry out. Let me come in closer to this currant bush. So it looks like new leaves are going to be coming out of these buds, or maybe these buds are for next year. I'll have to see with more updates. Other than that, nothing much happening with the bush. So again, that's the garden. Jalapeno plant doing great, producing very well. Of course, the kale looks great also. And the cucumbers are getting their act together, most of them anyway. There's something I haven't seen, I just noticed. Let me come in closer. This cucumber here looks like it has one growing. It was hiding in the back, I didn't notice it, but yeah, another cucumber. So I'm expecting more cucumbers in the next coming weeks, of course, which is normal. Eggplant is doing great. Of course, the dill getting ready to make seeds, and I'm gonna harvest and plant some out, see what happens. So my last video, I said I was gonna plant some brassicas in the empty garden spaces here and down there in that bed. So unfortunately, I did go to the local gardening store today, and they said they haven't received plant starts yet. I could buy seeds. The problem with that is, first of all, if I plant them outside, I think it's a bit too warm and the seeds won't germinate. Or if they do, they're not going to do well, and most likely they're not going to survive. Also, I really don't want to, I don't really have space in the house to germinate the seeds myself. So I'm just going to wait until the stores have them. I really don't want to spend the money, but because of course it's more expensive to buy plant starts compared to seeds, but that's what I'm going to do. My only concern is squirrels. As always, like, share, subscribe, leave comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.